Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. And this is Einstein and His New Theory of Space, Part 2 by Manly P. Hall, an article taken from The All-Seeing Eye, Volume 5, Number 4, January 1931. Einstein and His New Theory of Space, Part 2 by Manly P. Hall. The Egyptians, in their quest for the abiding place of reality, vainly searched the 49 worlds, for, while a divine wisdom was manifested in each, the sovereign power itself dwelt in none of them. Again and again the old philosophers sought to catch God in the net of thought, but the deity forever eluded them. There were gods in the heavens, heroes upon the earth, and demons in the underworld, but the invisible and unknowable power which supported the broad expanse of creation remained utterly obscure, self-sufficient, and independent. It may have been the Brahmins who discovered that things must exist in place, and that place therefore was a sort of fourth dimension which divided things by limiting them and establishing their boundaries. All creations were things, and being differentiated by the all, they were limited as to duration by time, as to number by quantity, and as to situation by place. The supreme power of the universe, not being a creation but an ever-abiding permanence, unlimited by any term of dimension, could not be in place, therefore space was regarded as its proper habitation. Space was the utter privation of place, for whereas place must be somewhere, space must be everywhere. Forms are ever changing, but space is unchangeable, and by virtue of its utter abstraction, is an appropriate symbol for the absolute and unknowable existence which is described as utter potentiality. All efforts to lure even the shadow of the Creator from his abysmal depths failed, and philosophy was forced to be content to realize in an abstract sort of way that the infinite dwelt in eternity even as the finite dwells in time. Gradually the term space came to be regarded as synonymous with spirit, not a spirit, but spirit in the form of Purusha, or an ultimate divine substance. This is the self of the agnostic Buddhist schools, and by interpretation signifies the ultimate reality. The description of Brahma given in the second chapter of the first book of the Vishnu Purana is an effort to conceive of space as a divine being from whose all-embracing consciousness the phenomena of existence proceeds. The sage Parasara discourses thus: who can describe him who is not to be apprehended by the sense, who is the best of all things, the supreme soul, self-existent, who is devoid of all the distinguishing characteristics of complexion, caste, or the like, and is exempt from birth, vicissitude, death, or decay, who is always and alone, who exists everywhere, and in whom all things here exist, and who is thence named Vasudeva. He is Brahma, supreme, Lord, eternal, unborn, imperishable, undecaying, of one essence, ever pure and free from defects. The mystery of space is twofold, for while within it abides the Absolute clothed in its veils of unknowable essence, it is also the deep, or abyss, from which the gods of creation conjure forth the chaya, or shadow, which is called the world. The world, then, exists in and of space, and by the law of its being must ultimately return to this depthless profundity. From all of this, it is evident why the Egyptians referred to space as the thrice deep darkness, or the three times obscure. The use of the three signified its supreme elevation, and also the triple nature of its mystery, for it was the vanishing point of mind, matter, and time. It is this abstract and mysterious space, then, upon which Einstein has conferred the attribute of hunger. Space becomes a devourer, not literally, of course, but rather in the sense that it is continually reabsorbing into itself the forms which it has temporarily imbued with individuality. As the slowly melting ice flows sink back into the sea, as the rotting tree stump finally mingles its substance with the earth, so creations, wearied with being, sink slowly but inevitably into the eternal sleep of space. As space then was the one beginning, so surely it is the end of all beginnings. Space is the inevitable condition into which all other conditions flow, the destiny which nothing can escape. Has Einstein seen the infinite inevitable? Has he discovered by mathematics that, although numbers are seemingly endless, there is an ultimate cipher which circumscribes them all? Has his vision revealed to him the great pageantry of worlds which, emerging like phantoms from the eternal mystery and abiding their destined span, merge again like fading shadows into space, that which endures? Through mathematics, one approaches very close to the ineffable mysteries, for as Pythagoras so often stated to his disciples, numbers are the most appropriate form symbols of the secrets of the three worlds and him who abides in them. Higher mathematics can prepare the soul for the opening of the inner eye, for which reason geometry has been called the initiator. Through an understanding of the theory of space, then, one approaches a knowledge of the nature and constitution of consciousness. For whereas thought partakes of the qualities of matter, consciousness possesses the ozonic attributes of space. Consciousness, then, is that supreme awareness which in our benighted state we would regard as absolute unawareness. As space may be said to devour matter, so consciousness, the supreme knowing, devours mind, the so-called supreme knower. The space of Einstein is almost synonymous with the samadhi of Vedanta or the nirvana of Buddhism. It is this mysterious space consciousness opposed to mortal place consciousness that the yogins seek when they strive to life themselves from here to everywhere by meditation. Dimensions are limitations, and the ascetic struggles to extricate himself from that labyrinth of illusion which philosophers term the phenomenal sphere. Only when the soul achieves union with space and mingles its own qualities with infinite being can it escape those changes constituting the life cycle. While the body, because of the laws through which it exists, follows the cosmic urge to condense, the spirit, being of a superior essence, desires to be diffused and to become one with life itself, the abstract parent. Numbers reveal this, for by the qualities of numeration, all mysteries of nature may be discovered by the soul, which is en rapport with the laws of life. Thus, Einstein's space, which is synonymous with perfect existence, is a condition of all-ness, which, through the assertion of its own inseparability, scatters the sense of diversity or fragmentism. On a lower plane, this space becomes synonymous with wisdom, which must inevitably eat up in the sense of absorbing into itself all lesser states of intelligence. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment, and if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.